Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dude with a Fork. My name is Ken. On today's episode of Ken Cook Stuff, I've got a quick, simple, tasty one for you. It's pork cutlets in a delicious mushroom gravy with mashed potatoes. This thing comes together literally with 3 ingredients in no time at all. It's great for a fast, easy, quick weeknight meal. Makes great leftovers. And if you like pork and you like mushrooms, this one will please you, so let's get started. All right, so for ingredients, like I said, there are 3. I've got a can of mushrooms, pieces and stems, low-fat food, yay. I have a can of cream of mushroom soup. This is Chef's Cupboard from Aldi. So this was about, I think less than $1. I think it was like 79 cents. This was like $1.50. So right now we're into it, about $2.50. This is going to make enough, believe it or not, for 5 to 6 servings, maybe. Here I have my pork cutlets, and basically what these are, a chunk of pork that they've run through the cuber. And my local grocery store does not always carry these, but when they do, I grab them because these are delicious. They're depending on what store you get them. If they start with a tender cut of meat, these will probably be tender. You can just fry them up and eat them. Some stores, they will use a less tender cut of meat. And these will not be tender, and you need to cook them down for a little bit. I know from experience, the store that I buy these from, I've just fried these with a little salt and pepper and eaten them, but I know I've gotten them from other stores that are a little bit tougher. So basically, all you need to do is brown these on both sides. I'm going to cut them into smaller pieces, brown them in a pan, add your can of cream mushroom soup, add your mushrooms, don't even drain it, just add it all in. Bring it all up to a boil, let it simmer. It's going to be delicious. So I've already made some mashed potatoes. Probably get some green beans out too. So yeah, so let's, I'll get these open and cut up, and we'll head over to the stove and start browning them up. See you there. All right, I've been browning these in batches, and you can see we're building up a really nice fond in the pan. This is the last batch. That's a little bit of protein that leaks out every once in a while for me. No biggie. So these things have been sitting here a little bit while I've been adjusting lights. So, well, anyway, I've got the rest of them all browned up in this bowl here. Some juices are coming out of them, so this will all be just great. Like I said, you can see that nice fond right there. So as soon as these are done, we're going to come back and I will show you what to do with that fond and how to make the most of it. So back in just a little bit. Okay, so you can see our beautiful fond here, and to make the most of that, I have this spatula with a pretty much straight edge. It's a wooden one, and I'm just going to go in, and I'm not sure how hot that pan is because things cool off between takes. And there we go. So I'm just going to add this liquid in from the mushrooms, and I'm just going to scrape that up and get that all off the bottom, and you can see how rich and brown that is, and that's a lot of flavor right there. Okay, the difference between sometimes a really good meal and a really great meal is getting every bit of flavor out of something that you can. My pan is moving around on me, and this is one way we do that. We just get all of that flavor off the bottom. And this is very important if you're going to switch pans. Say you started this in this pan and then you realized, oh, I need something larger. Be sure to get this fond off. So fond comes from it's a French word and it has the same root as foundation. So you can think of it, this is the foundation of all your flavor in this dish. I'm just going to let this reduce just a little bit. And then I'm going to go in over here with my soup. And that comes out rather nicely, if somewhat disturbingly. I'm just going to break that up and mix that in. And try not to spill any. I did put salt and pepper on the pork. Not a lot of salt because I'm using canned products, and canned soups and canned vegetables sometimes can have a lot of soup, or sorry, can have a lot of salt in them. So, all right, so you can see it's much easier to get all of this mixed when the meat is not in the way. Look at all of that beautiful flavor that is coming from the bottom of that pan. So I'm just going to mix, mix, mix. Now that that's pretty much mixed up, I'm going to go in with the rest of my mushrooms. And there's some pretty big chunks in here, which is fine. I'm just going to leave it like that. All right, so that all looks pretty good. And I'm just going to go in and add my cutlets back in. And I browned these. This was about 1.5 pounds of meat to start off with. So I did this in 3 batches so I wouldn't crowd the pan. And so I'm just going to nestle these back in here. And I did cut them up. Could have cut that one in half a little bit, I think. So I'm just going to get all of these guys in here. Everybody into the pool. I'm going to try to bury people under here. There's that one didn't get brown. Well, some of the fond, when these guys sit on top of each other in this bowl, some of that fond comes off and goes into the bottom of the bowl. So I just want to get everybody covered with sauce. And I'll come back with a spoon and get all this together. And you can see it's already coming back up to a boil. So I'm going to go in here with all of the rest of the juices that came out of the bowl. I'm going to turn this down to medium-low, and I'm just going to let this simmer. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If it seems to dry out, I might add a little bit of water to it. I already have some mashed potatoes made, so all I need to do is get a green vegetable, and we're going to be all set for breakfast. And I am moving this pan all over the place. So there we go. I do not have a lid that fits this pan. So I'm just going to take a slightly larger lid and just put over the top of it. This is on low. You can't really see the temperature on this induction hob, but it's at 175, and things are at a very low simmer. So I might kick this up to about 200, and I'm just going to let that go for about 20 minutes, and we'll see you then. We'll have it plated up back at the table. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. I want to take a look. I also want to give you a lid tip, too. I don't have a lid that fits this pan, so I went with a bigger lid. If you remember, I was when I put this on, I was kind of careless, and I put the lid like this. And this back edge of the lid was hanging off the pan. And I never do that. You really shouldn't, because what happens is all of this condensation that you see up on the lid, see all that? Will drip out onto the stove, and I'm using an induction burner, and so it drips all over the burner. If you have a pan that you don't have a lid for, and so you're going to use a larger lid, always set the lid up on the handle. That way this is the high side, and you can put the other side of the lid just inside the lip of the pan. That way anything that condenses on the lid will drip back into the pan and not get all over your stove or your countertop. So, but anyway, these guys have been going for about 10 minutes, and they are looking good. Notice we're at a nice little simmer here. Sauce is thickening up. It's getting some good color on it from that fond. Remember, this was kind of a whitish gray color like cream of mushroom soup always is, and now we have this delicious tan color because of that fond. We incorporated that into our sauce here. So this will have a lot of flavor. So I'm just going to move things around here and make sure everybody's in the pool or in the hot tub in this case. And yeah, I'm going to put the lid back on, let these go for another 10-15 minutes. Technically speaking, they're probably done now. I would like them a little bit more tender. I'm also getting off-centered here. There we go. So I'll let them go about 10 minutes. Sometimes I get distracted. They might go 15 or 20. That's fine. 20 to 30 minutes of simmer time, and they're good. So next time we meet, I will be back at the table with these guys, some green beans, and mashed potatoes on a plate. See you then. And this is it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, got some green beans because you need a green vegetable, some mashed potatoes, and not going to lie, these are instant. These are Hungry Jack potatoes. And I bought those because, first of all, not everybody always has time to make mashed potatoes. And I don't know how to make mashed potatoes from scratch for less than 6 people. So to make it just for me is a bit of a challenge, and instant potatoes make that easier. Oh my gosh, this is so good. If your family likes a lot of gravy, you can actually add 2 cans of soup and 2 cans of mushrooms. But yeah, I just want to get in here and taste this. Oh, see, it's fall apart tender. Just, oh. Mmm. Oh. Mmm. Mmm. That is so good. And I did not need to add any more salt than just a little bit of salt I put on the cutlets when I brown them, because that soup does get reduced a little bit. It's a condensed soup that's meant to be added, or it's meant to have a can of water added to it, and actually the only water that's coming to it is coming out of the pork chops. So it does concentrate the salt a little bit. So this is perfect. Oh my gosh. Got some big meaty mushrooms in here too. So, oh, if you are wondering, my goodness. And I went to the grocery store this morning. I should have bought some rolls to go with this, because I'm also out of napkins, so I'm doing the paper towel folded in half thing. Oh wow. Oh, that is so good. If you are wondering, I made about 1.5 pounds, so it's about 6 4-ounce servings, and I made them in a pan. And if you want to, sure, brown up a lot of this in the pan, and then you can put all of this in the slow cooker. So, that is so amazing. Now I'm really wishing that I had put 2 cans of soup in there, because this is so good. And even though these are instant potatoes, the only way you can tell they're instant is because they don't have any lumps in them. So good. So tender. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you make this, let me know what you think. If you don't like pork, you can also do this with chicken. Take some breasts, cut them into pieces, pound them out thin, and use cream of chicken soup if you don't like mushrooms, and don't put mushrooms in there. Saute some onions in there to deglaze the pan. But oh yeah, oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you make this, let me know what you think. See you next time.
And that's it, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. Links to free printable copies of any recipes here are down below in the show notes. Please like, comment, or if you'd like to see more of this kind of material, subscribe. As always, please stay safe, eat great food, and power to the proletariat. We'll see you next time.